So, what we've got today is our Unit 1 review, because we've got a Unit 1 test tomorrow, Wednesday, October 28th, right, Denise? So what I've done is I've made this game. It's based on, there's a TV game show called Jeopardy, but if you've never seen Jeopardy, it's okay. What you want to know is, the way it works is there are 5 different categories. So we can see at the top we've got integers, fractions and decimals, order of operations, ratios, and unit rate. So those are the 5 lessons we've learned. For each category, there are 5 different questions, and each question is worth a different amount of money. So we can see under integers, the questions are $100, $200, $300, $400, $5 to $100. If the question's worth more money, it means it's a little more challenging. So the easiest question under integers is $100. The most difficult question is $500. The way the TV show works is they're just on different general knowledge questions, and there's always 3 people, and each person, how do I explain this? Participants choose different questions, and if they get the question right, they get the money. If you get the question wrong, you lose the money. And at the end, the goal obviously is to have the most money. If you have the most money, you get to go home with it. Let me preface it by you're not going home with money. I don't have this type of money to give away. But you're going home with knowledge. Now, the plan was there were supposed to be 3 of you today, but there's just 1. So instead, what we're going to do is the people at home, you are trying to beat the student in the room. And student in the room, you are just doing the best you can. Okay? I already told him, but at the end of the day, this is just practice for your test. If you want to play along at home and track how much money you get to see if you win at the end, you can. If not, just do all of these like they're practice problems and don't worry about the money. No, the test will be more, the test won't be Jeopardy. So what we're going to do is there's all these different questions. You can take turn, well, it's just you, so you will choose which questions we do. When we've got about like 5 minutes left of class, there's a final Jeopardy question. There's like one big question for the end of it. I'll explain how that works when we get to the end, okay? I think that's everything you need to know. You've got a board, so what you're going to do is just write your answer on the board, and when I say time, you'll show me your answer. If it's good, I'll give you the pretend money. And if it's not, we'll like quickly talk through what we need to change.
And I'm going to be your bank. Okay.
And if you've got like small little questions you want to ask Denise, she can help you out with that too. The only thing I'm going to change about the way this normally is played is I'm not going to take away money if you get a wrong question. I want you to try, even if you're not sure. Sound like a plan? Alrighty, sir. Which question would you like to start with? Integers for 200. Alrighty. That is your question. Says Juliet's bank account is negative $75. She deposits $30.25. What is her new account balance? And I'm going to make... Denise, do you have a paper you're going to track how much money he's got? Perfect. I'm just going to make... I know. We don't do these often because they take a lot of time to make, you can tell.
I'm so sorry.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you chose. I'm just going to track which questions you've already chosen over there. Let me know when you've got an answer, okay? Let's see if I can. Oh, yes, how wonderful. You got it? All right, let me see. Oh, I clicked the button.
60 or 75.
0.
So you borrowed one from here to make that 10. So that would make that
5, 12, 8.
you just borrowed one. So you borrow one from here, you make it 10. And you borrow one to make that. And what was that? Instead of 10, it's going to be
9.
Mhm.
So it's 4.
Uh-huh. And then your 7 minus 3. Yeah. I like how you had it negative. The answer already flashed up here. So people at home, you've seen the answer. We're going to go back to the board. I'm going to have you choose again. Which one would you like next, sir?
Integers.
Integers for
100.
100. There we go. This should be a quick one.
That's 3.
Write it on your board so I can see what you're... Jimmy? Woo! Yeah, give him the money. The pretend money. Yes. All right. Next one.
3 other integers.
You like integers. There we go.
Does it last a month or what, 30 days?
He lost 30 days. Sorry, he lost $30 each day last month. And the question is, what integer represents his total loss over 30 days? You got an answer? Woo! The reason I put this question here is because there was a homework question similar, and a lot of people didn't have that negative sign. Especially if it's asking what integer represents this, we need that negative sign to show it's money you lost. Kind of like when we talk about bank accounts. We've said like $5, if your bank account says 5, that means you have $5. If it says -5, it's money you lost. If it's asking for an integer to represent the loss, we need to make sure it's -900. Nice job. Let's go back to the board. What question would you like next?
400.
There we go. So we've got in Africa, what is the difference between the highest and lowest elevation? And we've got a table here of a bunch of different information. You're going to find the difference between the highest and lowest elevation. Let's see. I'm going to zoom just a little bit there.
The important information to help form this equation. So you've got your two numbers. So what do you tell me what you doing with those two numbers? I have your two numbers, but what in the word problem will tell you what to do with those two numbers? And that is what? So now what would you do?
$156 $8
Okay, so this is, read it to me.
$5,895.
And what are you doing? Right over here. No, your sign. So now you've got.
Unit rate. We have an answer?
Not yet.
Denise, does he have it? Because I got to call time at some point.
Okay. Yeah, hold up your answer.
What do you got? 605 plus. Okay. We got 6,051 meters. This is another one where on the homework, this was a similar question was missed a lot. Difference means what? Difference? What's difference mean? Subtract. So we are subtracting 5,895 minus negative 156. And when you've got those two minus signs, you end up adding them.
So why don't we do the others to like know?
Maybe that's a future question, is what's the difference for the other ones? I just found this table. It's got every continent, the highest and the lowest point. I'm just asking specifically about Africa. I thought about asking which one has the biggest difference, but that would have been a lot of math. I had never heard of that one. I looked it up. It's in Argentina. Fun fact. We will move right along. I have a guess which one you're gonna pick. Are you going integers 500? Okay. Let's go. Oh no. Can I click it? Hello? Oh. God darn it. How do I click it if that thing keeps popping up? Oh my goodness. Okay, I have a plan. There you go. What inequality sign do I need between these two expressions? I know you can't see my mouth, but I was still saying stuff. Got it. Love it. So we need the greater than sign because 9 is greater than negative 20. We'll go back to the board. You have completed integers, so you're going to have to pick a different topic.
Ratio.
Ratio for?
500.
Woo! Alrighty. The question is, for every 6 hours Io works, he is paid $90. If he gets paid $120, how many hours did he work? Denise, if you do ever play this with like a large group of people, you normally, especially if they're in groups or teams, you would take away the money that they lose when they get the wrong answer. But in that version, you also include the daily doubles. Do you remember the daily doubles? The daily doubles is there's 2 questions on the board that are marked as daily double, where the contestant gets to choose how much money he wants to wager. So if you have $1,000, you could click on the $100 question, and if it was a daily double, you could say, I want to make this question. If you had 1,000, you could say, I want to make it a true daily double, which means you're wagering all the money you have. Or you could, like, depending on the topic. Like if I was playing and I saw a topic on Shakespeare, I don't know a lot about Shakespeare, so I might be like, let's make it like $300. But if it was like a math question, I'd be like, true daily double, like all my money.
I should have watched it.
We watched it a lot growing up, but when I first moved here, my roommate, I used to stay at the school until late, my first year, like grading and everything. And she would text me like, you have to be home for Jeopardy. And we would watch it together. I'm going to give you like 30 more seconds. I see you're on the right path.
Nice. 30.
30? Not 30. It is 8 hours. So you got the first part right. If I wrote this as like a ratio, like 6 hours is $90, you figure it out. I can see your board. 1 hour is 15? 15. So 1 hour is $15. Another way is just saying you make $15 an hour. We're trying to figure out how many hours are 120. So when we did this in the ratio lessons, we looked at, well, what would you have to multiply 15 by to get this? And then do the same thing on the other side. 15 times, do you know? You could always divide these to figure it out. 120 divided by 15 is 8. So it means 15 times 8 is 120. We do the same thing over here. 1 times 8 is 8. So it means if you make, 1 hour, you earn $15. 8 hours, you earn $120. I think you had the right idea. It's just got some fun multiplication and division in it. Alrighty, so that was ratios, 500. We will go back to the board. Which one you want next? 300 ratio. You know you can switch topics, right? You don't have to do all the ratios at once. We've got write another ratio equivalent to the ratio 7:3. There are many correct answers for this. Get it? Yeah, that would work. We can do 14 to 6, 21 to 9, 28 to 12. You can keep going. You just got to multiply both of these numbers by a constant number. So he did 7 times 2 and 3 times 2. Alrighty, give him the money. I think this just says answers may vary. Shoot, I'm kicking this. Which one next?
Unit rate 300.
Unit rate 300. We've got a single donut at Dunkin' costs $1.05. A dozen donuts cost $9. How much money do you save per donut by buying a dozen? I looked up these numbers and these are accurate. Oh, Denise, I lied. He does.
Here, these are coins.
Yeah. The unit rate column might be the column where you can have a calculator. Got an answer?
Yes.
What'd you get? 3.6. So we wanted 30 cents per donut. So let's look at it. We've got the price. This right here is the price for one donut, right? We're given a dozen donuts. How much is a dozen?
12.6.
A dozen? What's the word dozen mean?
12.
Yeah, 12. So we've got 12 donuts, cost $9. We want to find the cost per donut. So when we go to divide, the order of your numbers is important. We want the cost per donut. So we're dividing the cost by the number of donuts. See, I'm just keeping the same order. So we want to do the $9 divided by the 12 donuts. When we do that, that tells us, what do we get when we do 9 divided by 12?
0.75.
So that will tell us it's $0.75 per donut. So if you're buying them as a single donut, they each cost this. But if you buy 12 of them all at once, each donut costs this. The question is, how much money do you save by doing this for each donut? Well, if normally they cost $1.05, but if you buy a dozen, each of them costs 75 cents, so that means you're saving,
30 cents.
yes, which is where the 30 cents comes from. And that is true. So if you plan on only buying one donut when you go, you just pay the $1.05. But if you're okay with having 12 donuts, you can save 30 cents on each of those donuts by buying a dozen. And that's how they get you. Next category, next question.
Or on the unit rate.
100 for unit rate.
And then we do this time.
I'm sure the people at home appreciate that. So the $100 question is, Modirayo drove 300 miles in 5 hours. What average speed was she driving? What is it? You say it one more time, or you can write it. Yep, 60 miles per hour. You find the speed by dividing miles by how many hours? So we get 60 miles per hour. Give him the money. Next question. Order of operations, 100. There you go. The question, pay attention to the question. It's just saying, what is the first step to simplifying the expression below? Not what the answer is, just what's the first thing you want to do. Yeah. Yes. So this goes back to PEMDAS, BODMAS, whichever one you think of. Remember that multiplication and division happens in the same step. So if we've got both of them, we want to go from left to right. So the division would be what happens first. Nice. Give him the money. Next question.
200 for order of operation.
200 for order of operations. There we go. We've got simplify. So this one you are going to do the math. You got an answer? I'm looking for an answer soon. This should be a quicker one. What you get?
34.
No, it's going to be -4. What do we need to do first in that problem?
Minus from the bracket.
So 4 minus 9 gives you,
-5.
So then it'll say 6 plus 2. And then what comes next? No. Every single one of these problems, you should be using this to tell you. So you did your parentheses first. There's no exponents. Is there multiplication or division?
No.
What's this say? Read this entire problem to me.
6 plus 2 times.
I heard you say it. Times -5. There is multiplication. That's got to come next.
So 2 times 5. Minus 10.
So then 6 minus 10?
Minus 4.
Yep. Which is what we saw the answer was. -4. Anytime you see more than one type of math, so a problem like that where you've got like adding, subtracting, parentheses in it, write down PEMDAS, BUDMAS, whatever you use to help you know the order to do that problem. What's going to come next? 300 order of operations. Ooh, looks so fun. Yes, after we try this one. It doesn't look fun to you? What you got?
No idea.
Oh. Answer?
16.3.
16.3. If you're at home, the way you would do this problem is do your exponent first. 5 squared is 5 times 5, that's 25. Next, you want to do this multiplication part. 3.8 times 2 gives you 7.6. We would normally want to divide next, but you're not going to be able to divide until you have one number on top of this fraction. So you would want to take that 7.6, add in your 25, and then you would be able to divide by 2. We are moving on. In theory, hello? There we go. What next?
Fraction on this is about 100.
Woo! I can tell you. You were maybe avoiding that category a little bit. So we've got Sean ordered a half-pound burger and Carrington ordered a quarter-pounder burger. Who ordered the bigger burger? Bigger burger.
Sean.
Sean, let's see. Yes. Why is a half bigger than a fourth?
Is that about the pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not half.
Mm-hmm.
It's not half of it.
Mm-hmm. You can also think of it as that denominator, that bottom number gets bigger, the pieces are actually getting smaller. So if you have 1/4, that means you divided up that pound of meat into 4 instead of dividing it into 2. Excellent job. Give him the money. What next?
200.
Woo! Let's go there. Got a decimal question, Frances. Frances is not in class because she is spending $4.55 on a sandwich and $2 on a soda. She pays with a $10 bill. How much change should she get back? I think we'll go like 10 more minutes with these questions and then we'll do the final Jeopardy. What'd you get? $3.45. Let's see. Woo! This is one of the things where if you were in real life, you can do this in your head. If you're paying with a $10 bill, take out the $2. That leaves you with $8. And then I would just do this in parts. So you've got $8. Take out the $4, leaves you with $4. Take out the 50 cents. $4 minus 50 cents gives you $3.50. Take out another 5 cents. $3.45. Give him the money. Next one. Decisions.
Units rate for 500.
Woo! Unit rate.
For how much? Ooh, he's gone.
We've got a box of 20 Chips Ahoy cookies. Has 3,000 calories. There are 3,600 calories in a container of 30 Oreos. If Erin wants to pick the cookie with fewer calories, which cookie should she pick and why? It is Chips Ahoy, right? Not Chip. It's not Chip Ahoy. It's Chips Ahoy.
I think it's
When something looks weird about it to me. Chips Ahoy. I spelled Ahoy right? Right? Maybe it's just weird seeing the brand's name in Arial font and not their normal.
That sounds good though. I'd love some Oreos right now.
I want a Chips Ahoy. We can't be this hungry. It's only 9:30. Whoop. Oh, and you got the numbers right there. Nice. We're trying to figure out calories per cookie. So for the Chips Ahoy, you're taking the calories, dividing by the cookies. The other one, I changed the order, but it's the same idea. You're taking the calories, dividing by cookies. You get 150 calories and 120 calories, which means Oreo cookie is the least caloric. These numbers I did not look up, so don't. The actual results may be different. Nice, give him the money, 500. Which one next?
Ratio 400.
Ratios 400. There you go. Wow, 2 cookies back to back. Can you tell I was hungry when writing these? So it says recipe for cookies calls for 3.5 cups of flour and 1 cup of sugar. Susanna needs to make multiple batches. If she adds 3 cups of sugar, how much flour should she add? Got an answer? 10.5. Let's see. 10.5 cups. You could also say 10.5 cups. I heard the word ratio over there. So your ratio of flour to sugar. So we're trying to figure out how much flour to sugar. So we see you got to multiply by 3. So we'll do the same thing over here. And then you get that 10.5 cups or 10.5 cups. Give him the money. Alrighty. Whoops. There you go. What next? Fractions for 300. Denise. We've got Denise walked 1/4 of a mile, took a break, and then walked another 1/4 of a mile. How far did Denise walk? Look at you. Yes. 1/2 of a mile. I'm checking to make sure you know when you're adding fractions, you're only adding those numerators. And then when you simplify it, you get 1/2 of a mile. Someone's getting pretty good with fractions. That was, I think, the quickest one yet. All right, give him the money. What's next? 400 for what?
Ratio.
You already did 400 for ratio. For unit rate?
Oh, fraction.
Fraction 400? Okay.
Go for these two.
Fractions for 400. We've got Ashley's son grew 3/4 of an inch in September and 1/2 of an inch in October. In which month did her son grow more, and by how much more? So there's 2 parts to the question there. Which month did her son grow more, and by how much more? Mm-hmm. So I hear the first half of the question. Nice. So he grew more in September, and he grew 1/4 of an inch more. 3/4 is more than 1/2, so he grew more in September. And if you subtract those, you would want to do 3/4 minus 2/4, which gives you 1/4. Give him the money. What's next? Fractions for 500. Ooh, God darn it. Okay, we're going to get to it by doing that. We've got Erica has 5/8 of a pound of rice. She uses 1/2 of that rice for a recipe. How much rice did she use? The question similar to this on the homework was probably the most missed homework question from this unit. How much? The answer is 5/16 of a pound. I have a feeling I know what you did. First of all, let's look at what they're telling us. She's starting off with this much rice, and they're telling us she uses 1/2 of the rice. You subtracted. So what you did was you said she has 5/8 of a pound. You, instead of saying she used 1/2 of this rice, you have her use 1/2 of a pound. You're saying she starts with this much rice. she's using half of a pound, and so you figured out what's left over. Now it's not asking what's left over, it's asking how much did she use. The other mistake is this isn't saying she's using half of a pound, it's saying she's using half of that. So there's a difference between she uses half of a pound and she uses half of this rice. If she is using half of, yeah, if you are finding a fraction of a fraction or a fraction of a number, that is telling you we're multiplying, which when you do that, you end up getting our 5/16. Be on the lookout for that. It's difficult because it's just a small difference, right? Between me saying she used half a pound of rice and she used half of that rice she had. That word of, though, is really important. Such a small word, but so much importance. Where are we at? So we finished that. I think we got time for one more question, and then we'll go to the final Jeopardy. Ratios for order of operations? Yeah. For 400. Okay. Order of operations for 400. We've got Robyn has 50 candies for her 5 children. She eats 3 candies herself and then gives each child 6 candies. Write an expression to represent how many candies Robyn has left. Notice what I'm asking for. I'm not asking you how many does she have left. I'm asking you to write an expression. So there's a way to write like a single math problem to represent all of this. I'm going to give you...
Just the equation or what?
Yeah, no answer, just give me a single equation. And because of time, I'm thinking I'll give you like max 2 minutes. And then we'll go to our last question. Denise, have you got a total of how much money he's got?
4,000.
Oh. If only, right?
That would be nice.
Do you remember how much? I know you said you didn't watch this show often, but do you remember how much Ken Jennings went home with?
Is that the record?
Yeah, it was that. Like he was like young, somewhere between younger and middle-aged, white guy, blonde hair.
How much?
I don't remember. I think it was over 100 million. No.
Wow.
Yeah. No. It wasn't that much. But he was a millionaire by the end of it.
I had a friend that watched it faithfully, and she was really good. I used to tell her all the time, why are you trying to go on?
I'll look it up afterwards to see. I'll wheel him back. I don't think it was that much. But he was definitely into the millions, because on a typical game, if it's a good game, you can get close to 100,000. And I think he did it over 100 episodes straight that he kept winning. You're shaking your head no. No? All right. Our answer is going to look like one of those two. We've got, she's starting with 50. She takes away 3 candies to give herself. And then she's also taking away 6 candies for her 5 children. I can't remember if it was that or 6 children and 5 candies. I can't remember which way I did it. So you could do that. Or you could say, well, the total amount of candy used is 3 for her and then 6 candies for the 5 children. So she's starting with 50 and taking away the total amount of candy. Both of these actually mean the same thing. They just look different depending on how you think about it. All right, so Denise tells me that you are a rich man who has $4,000. The way the Final Jeopardy works, this is the same as the TV show, is there is one question and you're told the topic. The topic is word problems. And for this one question, you can bargain any amount of money you have. So you have $4,000. You can bet all $4,000. You can bet $1,000. You can bet $500, whatever you want. And if you get this question correct, you get that much money. But if you get this question wrong, you lose that amount of money. So if you bet $4,000, if you think, I love word problems, I'm great at them, I'm going to do all my money, all 4,000, and you get it right, that means you go up to 8,000. But if you get it wrong, you go down to 0. But then, you can do other numbers. So you could do 1,000, and if you get it right, you get 5,000. If you get it wrong, you get 3,000. This is all pretend money, but you are trying to beat the people at home. You got a bet for us? How much money you want to bet? 2,500. All right. So we're betting 2,500. The question is, you are going to write me a word problem to go with this expression. So you picked a good question to end. We had a homework problem similar to this. I've changed the expression a little bit. You are going to write me a word problem to go with that problem there. And this is normally where they would play the Jeopardy music that goes like do 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 do. Alex Trebek? I'm just really exposing myself as a truly nerdy child. I just had a grand old time watching Jeopardy as a kid.
Well, like I said, my friend, it would be on just by default at my house.
The ones I really love, the normal Jeopardy, I know so few questions. I just sit there in awe of how much people know about things. But there's the college Jeopardy, where they have one person from a bunch of different colleges around the United States, and they compete, and the level of those questions are a little lower.
I kind of that sounds like fun.
So we watch IU. They were the one for this past year. IU got pretty close to the end of it's a tournament style thing. University of Florida didn't make it as far. Did you see my post, Denise, about a question similar to this? I posted on Google Classroom, everyone's different responses, because it was so great. Do you have it?
Yeah.
All right, let me see it. You got $50 bill in here for $4. That'll work, sir. You get the 2,500 you bet plus your 4,000. So people at home, you are trying to beat the student in the classroom. They got 6,500. You are playing along. I would love to know how much money the pretend money you ended up winning. But if you beat him, congratulations. If not, congratulations, you won knowledge. A reminder that the Unit 1 test is tomorrow. I'll upload that for you to do when you come tomorrow.
Are you going to the class or you do it to the computer?
It'll be on the computer, but you can do it here if you want a nice quiet space. And because you're the only person in here, you automatically win our prize we have. So Denise I think the prize bag is still out there with you. People at home, thank you so much for playing along. Good luck on your Unit 1 test tomorrow.